Hello, it's Molly Reamer with Brigid's Grove, and I am here with a quick how-to video for our 30 Days of Goddess practice, a 30-day practice in goddess-centered spirituality that I am offering, and it is originally designed to accompany my book, Whole and Holy, a Goddess Devotional, but it can completely be a standalone experience, and the resources are available to you no matter what. So, one of the things I did want to mention is, this practice centers around creating a 30-day prayer book in which there's an audio that explains more about how to use it. This is primarily a video about how to sew the little book together. But I did want to mention that if, for some reason you aren't able to print out the pages, you can just use, the practice can still be used with a little blank book of any kind. So this is meant to be an accessible practice for you pretty much in any setting, circumstance, resource availability, etc. So don't let something stop you, like I don't have a bone folder to press down the pages, or I don't have a little book. You can use just regular pieces of paper, etc. to follow along with this practice. So anyway, this particular video is about how to just do a simple sewn binding, and I did want to note, and I have other videos like this, but I wanted to make one that was for the pages for this particular 30 days of goddess practice. And the pages, the template pages for it, it's a little fatter than the other little free books that I produce, and so there's a little bit of, you can see how the inside's trimmed kind of unevenly because I was trying to make it fit into this little note card. So I used a little blank note card that I got in a bulk package from Dollar Tree, I believe, and they're just little plain note cards with envelopes, and then I stamped my my Goddess of Loandar stamp on the front of it. And but you can use a little note card, and if you have a slightly bigger note card, you probably won't have as much trouble with the edges sticking out as I am having with this one. So I trimmed it to make it flush with the edge, but that leads to the inner pages being trimmed a little tight. So this is the full booklet printed out. I used colored paper because I don't have color ink, and because I like to have the extra color in my little book. And it is set up so the companion audio goes through how you will use these pages, but then the opposite side is available for your extra collage, reminders, notes, art, etc. And so for the sewn binding, because as I noted, this is a little on the thick side, if you do have a bone folder, you can press down the creases of your signature, your little book chunk, your text block. You can press down with the bone folder to make it a little snugger. And then to sew it, I'm going to use the same technique that I use with most of my little sewn books. And I have a blunt tip bookbinding needle, but you can use an embroidery needle. And then I have bookbinding thread, but you can use bookbinding linen, but you can use wax linen, you can use embroidery thread, you can even use dental floss, you can use ribbon. There's all kinds of things that you can use to sew your book. And then I have a screwdriver that Mark's made into an awl for me by filing the point off to a point, but you can buy an awl as well. I do have one, but I don't know where it is, so I had to use the screwdriver instead. And I've poked the holes already so that I can have my little backdrop in the background without poking into it. But you poke 3 holes, one that much down from the top, so about a 1/2 inch or so, one in the center, and then one about a 1/2 inch or so from the base of the book. And then you're going to go down through the middle, and poking the holes first is important because if you're trying to poke and sew at the same time, you're going to end up kind of blasting through or getting your needle stuck. So you leave a little tail, pinch it with your thumb, come around through the back side of the top hole. My hole's gotten a little off here, and so just a second. up through the back, through the top hole. Don't lose your tail. And then all the way down to the bottom hole. And then back up through the middle. And come out on the other side, so that the cross string through the center is bordered by your two little tails. Sorry about that. Got my little tripod here and it's having some trouble. And then tie a knot and snug it down. And you have a little book ready for your 30-day practice.